Okay, guys, part 2 of today's lecture has to do with editing. So I'm going to walk you through how you get rid of the fan sound in my voice. And also, we're going to talk about editing dialogue and phonemes. And we'll have a little fun with an audio clip that I have for you. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to get out that fan noise, or at least attempt to get out the fan noise. No. Alright, so here we go. I'm using Adobe Audition CC 2017. I'm going to import one of the files that I had used earlier. So, which one was that? I think it's this one. Pretty sure that's what it is. Let's see. And so now I'm recording from my camera. Yes, that's it. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to go down here. I'm going to zoom in. I want to stretch it out just a little bit. You can see all of that noise. My goodness. Yeah, and that's hanging out around minus 45 decibels. You can see? Okay. So, how to get rid of that? Well, we're going to attempt to. So, you go up into Effects. You go to Noise Reduction, Restoration. Noise Reduction process here. They do have Sound Remover. They do have Adaptive Noise Reduction. They do have all of these things. But we're just, for today's lesson, we're just going to go here. It's the simplest, easiest one. You go Noise. What's going to happen is this is going to pop up. This is Effect Noise Reduction pop-up, and it's asking you to capture a noise print. The noise print is, well, it's the print of the noise. It's telling the computer what are you trying to get rid of. So I'm going to highlight my fan noise. I'm going to capture a noise print like this, like so, and then this will pop up. The noise floor here, we've got a high noise floor. These are the hertz. You can see them as I'm scrolling across. The green and then the red. All right, so if you remember, the noise floor was about at minus 45 decibels. So I'm going to make sure that that is the case. I'm going to lift it up to about minus 42. Right, that's my new noise floor. So I need to select entire file because otherwise it's just going to take it out of this. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to apply. Wow. All right, guys, have a listen to this. You can see that it disappeared. And so now I'm recording from my camera. You are going to hear some, and it does sound a little odd, doesn't it? That's right. So it does, because it takes away a lot of the lower end frequencies. It makes my voice sound a little different. Anyway, I think that you will find that if you mess around with it, you can do a pretty good job about getting rid of some of the noise. So in Chapter 12, Rick Beers talks about the 5 phenomenon and persistence of vision. So what is that? Well, I'm about to show you. Okay, so 5 phenomenon and persistence of vision. Film and video work because of the 5 phenomenon and persistence of vision. So what is that? This means your eyes cannot distinguish individual stills when they're flashed quickly, so they blur in an illusion of motion. I found this amazing little YouTube video here. Very, very cool. Okay. The ear is faster than the eye. You may think, why, Miss Vance? That's ridiculous because sound travels slower than light. That's true. The thing is, though, that our brains actually perceive sound quicker than they perceive light. So our fastest sense is hearing. We can identify sounds that are much faster than a single frame of video. Want proof? Listen to this. The pot is hot, the pot is not. It was very easy for you to tell that I was saying the pot is hot instead of the pot is not. All right? When you read this text, there are spaces between the words. However,
nobody talks like this. Speech is made of continuous sound, with constantly changing volume and pitches, punctuated by brief pauses when you breathe.
That's true. When we talk, the spaces occur when we pause for effect to think about our next words or to breathe. The thing is, our language, you don't really hear the sounds or the rhythms. You hear the words being spoken. You are too busy decoding the information. Aber was passiert, wenn ich plötzlich auf Deutsch spreche? Was hören Sie? In other words, what happens when I start speaking German? What do you hear when I speak German? You hear this nothing but a continuous thing of sound. You're not actually decoding the words unless, of course, you speak German. You just hear sound. There are 44 phonemes in English, each one representing a different sound a person can make. Compare that to 24 phonemes in German or Spanish. Basically, there are over 1 million words in the English language. So, what the heck is a phoneme anyway? Well, good question. It is a single unit of sound that has meaning in any language. There are things called voiced consonants in the English language, and they are like b as in ball, d as in dog, joke, like the DZ sound joke in joke, g as in good, v as in van, that's the sound as in that. We've got the z as in zoo, and then we have this cool little phoneme symbol that stands for that zh sound as in vision. Unvoiced consonants are, you don't actually use vibration in your throat. You're just, instead they make sounds using the movement of the air through your teeth, tongue, lips, and other articulators. For example, p as in P. There was no vibration happening in my vocal cords. T as in T. There's this TF, kind of a TF sound that starts with cheap, or maybe it's a TS, cheap. In fat, there's this N sound, and then there's C, and then there's sh, and he. This is my name is Sherry spelled phonetically. Ha. So why does any of this matter? You're like, okay, fine, that's interesting, I guess. But why does it matter? Well, it particularly matters in dialogue editing. So the kind of editing, a lot of film schools or editing classes, whatever, they have you look at the waveform. Just basically look at the waveform and find the pauses where the waveform drops to 0 and edit during the silence. This kind of editing is simple, it's easy to describe, and it's a damn shame. At best, it limits your creativity. At worst, it forces you to discard otherwise perfect takes when they have easily fixable sound problems. Jay Rose, who is the author of the previous audiobook that I used to use in the classes that I teach, he said that there's an approach to cutting dialogue that appears in most NLE tutorials and is even taught in some schools. I'll just skip that part. Anyway, But you need to remember something.
Nobody talks like this. Speech is made of continuous sound, with constantly changing volume and pitches, punctuated by brief pauses when you breathe.
Right? So, this is the method that professional dialogue editors use every day. They identify the phonemes. Those are the sounds. I'm going to show those to you in a bit. What you can do is you can scrub slowly through the audio clip for the first half of the edit. Even though speech is continuous, you should be able to hear most of the places where one phoneme changes into another. You can stop precisely at the beginning of the desired phoneme. You mark your edit points and then you delete the selection. Sometimes there will be a volume difference between the two pieces of the edit. That's easy to adjust in any program. Occasionally there'll be intonation differences that can be fixed without special tools. And sometimes the two pieces are so radically different that the edit is impossible. But if you're using this technique that I'm about to show you, at least you'll have the comfort of knowing that no professional sound cutter could have done the job any better. So, I'm going to give you, sorry about that. So, I'm going to give you a file to practice with. Now, at first, what you're going to get is this.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Some of you are not going to know who said that, but that is Bill Clinton saying that during his impeachment trial for actually having sex with Monica Lewinsky. So we are going to make the president tell the truth, and he is going to say this.
I had sex with that woman.
So you're going to take, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, and you're going to turn it into, I've had sex with that woman, just by editing using the phonemes. How, you might ask, and I will show you. Okay, so I'm going to pull up Audition. New project. I'm going to go ahead and import. I'm just going to save it, but I decided just to import it. I'm going to import I did not have, which is available to you through my Google Drive in the Assets tab that I showed you earlier. Okay, so this is what pops up. Let's have a listen.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Such a liar. So we're gonna help the president tell the truth. So we need to change this to I've had sex with that woman. So if he's saying I did not have, so we need to take the V sound out of have, and we need to put it next to I've or I. So all right, so we got to take out
I did
not have. I'm pretty sure it's about right there. We'll find out, won't we? Delete.
I know.
Whoops.
I know.
Right about there is where the V sound starts. So we'll take all of this out. So you see how what I'm doing is I'm highlighting. I'm just taking that and highlighting. And then when I press the delete button, it just takes it out, right? So let's see. I've. So you hear it, I've, right? Okay, so I've had.
Sexual relate.
Whoop. Okay. Obviously, I did this wrong. So let's just go back.
I did not have sexual.
Okay.
I did not have.
I've had. Okay. what we have to do is we have to take the word have. We have to take the ha. We have to take the v sound and put it in front of the I. We have to take the d sound in front of did, or it actually, did has d and d. So one's a little softer than the other. Maybe take the end one and put it in front of, or put it behind ha. So we have had. So we have I've had. So this is going to take a bit of surgery. So why don't we stretch this out a bit.
I did.
I. So there's I, and this is did. So I'm going to take out all of not.
I did have.
All right, so have. So here's the v sound. So I'm going to take all of this, had, and I'm going to copy it. I did the Control X in the Apple. So I'm going to put it right here. Control V.
I've had it.
Whoops.
I've had.
Right here's the V sound. Take that. Put it right here. Maybe. We'll see.
I've had.
Woo! It worked!
I've had it.
Headed. So we got to get rid of that.
I've had.
Had. We got to take the D. Whoops. Hang on.
Had.
I think it's more like this. Take that. Put it here.
Had. I've had.
Ha! I've had. Okay, hang on. Take this out. This is the shul part, so we'll take that out. Let's go back to the beginning, see where we're at.
I've had sexual. I've had sexual.
Just sex. I might have cut off too much. Let's just go back. Maybe we'll start there instead.
Sexual. Sexual.
I really think it's right here.
Sex relations with.
Relations?
Sex relations with that woman.
I think this is relations.
Sex with that woman.
Ooh. Very, very close.
I've had sex with that woman.
Okay, so I'm not going to take up all your time. I can finesse this all night, but you get the drift. You highlight the area you want to cut out. You hit delete. Move it on. You need to take the ha from have and pair it with the d sound or d phoneme to make the word had. You need to take the v from have and put it in front of I. So you make I've. So I've had sex with that woman. So practice on that. I think it's a fun little project. send me an email or send me a link to your new project, and let me have a good laugh. Okay, that's it for now. I apologize. I sincerely apologize for the lateness of this video. Technical difficulties. This stuff is taking a lot longer than I anticipated. But by the time this is all over, I'm going to be a freaking expert on this. All right. Have a good evening, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.